Oh yeah, it's Tuesday night, baby. You know what time that means. It's another beautiful day to be a Raider, draped in the silver and black. I represent the shield. I represent the swords. It's that time of night again, Raider Nation. And we come back. Why? Because it's time. It's time to bring them. What's up, Raider Nation? I am the Commish, coming to you live, as always, from the friendly confines of Hardcore Challenge Live Studios. And just where is that, might you ask? Well, it has been a minute. So let me give you some simple directions, shall we? We're just down the street, past the house, with the boarded up windows. Make sure you stop at the corner and ask my man Joe. He's a gentleman, he's a scholar, but slip him what you should, and he's going to point you in the right direction. He's going to tell you to take a left, and then a right, as you find yourself strolling down the street, minding your own goddamn business. The cool breeze will hit you, that chills you right to your skeletal core. And you find yourself asking, what? Was that the autumn wind? Oh, you goddamn right. Should you venture down that deep dark alley? Well, of course you should, because what you're going to find at the end is a special little place that we like to call deep behind the enemy line. This is Raider Reaction, and as it will be every Tuesday, once again, this is the Raider Nation Report, with yours truly, a solid 60 minutes of everything silver and black. And as you see by our list of items for this evening's show, agenda, what have you, whatever the fuck you want to call it, that's what we got to get into. What's up, Jonathan? What's up, Derek? What's up, Michael? What's up, everybody? Thank you all for joining us, each and every damn one of you. Smash that share button, like, follow, do all that shit you're supposed to do on social media. Share that Raider love. Let's paint the world in silver and black, like we always try to do. So, let's start. I haven't really been on since the draft. I was on for the draft, live during the draft, but I haven't really been on since. So I thought we'd start there, and then we work up to present time, all the shit that's going on. But I wanted to give my I gave my instant draft reaction when basically the first picks happened. But I wanted to give kind of my, I don't know, I guess my reaction of the draft as a whole. Somewhat, I don't want to come on here and sound like fucking a downer on the draft. But this is a draft where you're really going to have to wait and see how this thing shakes out. You can't grade this draft whatsoever. There were a lot of picks that weren't high on other teams' boards, and based on the way that this management team has picked in the prior drafts, that you got to grade it. You got to hold that grade a little bit. I got to see something now. Everybody lost their mind, obviously, on night one when they come out and Leatherwood's drafted. Everybody wanted defense. I wanted linebacker. I wanted linebacker badly. I think that's something that this team has needed for well over a decade, is that quarterback in the middle of your defense, that game-changing linebacker that roams the middle, that can stuff the run, that can cover a tight end if needed, that's multifaceted, that calls plays, the one that's got the fucking sticker. That kind of linebacker. But they went offensive line, and they thought he was somebody that they absolutely wanted to have, and they wanted to have him for a long time on the team. So we'll see. And obviously it shocked everybody. And then, they came out and they started to address the needs that I think Raider Nation as a whole knew, and that was the defense. You came out, you picked strong, going several picks in a row on the defensive side of the ball before you rounded out round 7 with a center to help out with your offensive line needs. So basically you addressed offensive line, you addressed defense in this draft, and that's kind of where everybody thought they were going to go. There was a lot of talk. We talked about it on the Tuesday night before the draft, that there were a lot of rumors that the Raiders were going to go offensive line in round 1. So I wasn't terribly shocked to see it happen. There was a lot of buzz about it about 2 days out from the draft. So it was on the rumor mill running around. So it wasn't a big surprise. Biggest surprise to me is that, and I'll get into it a little later. As you see, we've got it slated over here. If we really fix that linebacker problem, I don't know if we addressed that problem like it should have been addressed. So I'd give this draft like a C+, B- currently, but I would wait to. I'd kind of like to see how this shakes out over the season. And this may be one of those drafts that you really don't know for a season or two if this is really good, because there's some projects in this draft. So you got to wait and see how it works out. But they did address the needs, offensive line and defense. So, I mean, you can't complain about that. That's what you wanted to see happen, and you addressed the biggest needs of this team. As far as I know. So, solid draft, and as you see, we are going to dig into it a little more. Starting corners, did we really fix the linebackers, the rook, starting safety? So we're gonna dig into it a little more with the draft and how it affected everything. But let's get to it. We got this topic. We got to freaking talk about it, and you knew I was gonna go there eventually. So let's get right to it. It's the deep burn for tonight, and let's get right into it. All the talk since the morning of the draft, the biggest story in the NFL, by far, it's the number one topic on all of the talking head shows, on all of the sports radio from across the country, to Sirius XM, your local sports talk radio. They're all fucking talking about it. Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers does not want to return to the Packers. It was leaked on the morning of the draft. And he's not come out and said jack or shit to defuse this situation since. So that only has to lead you down the path that this is for real. He wants out of Green Bay. I mean, who the fuck would want to live there anyway, quite frankly? So, he wants to host Jeopardy and do all kinds of other shit and, bang supermodels and, do whatever he wants to do. And, hey, dude, fuck. Can you blame him? But now he's out there, and there is this possibility that you have a 3-time NFL MVP, a Super Bowl MVP, a Super Bowl champion, a future first ballot Hall of Famer who is literally coming off one of the best years of his career as an individual. He just won the MVP. And you've got a Hall of Famer literally at the peak of his career. MVP. Possibly on the trade block. That doesn't happen. Ever. Ever. Do you see what the fucking Succaneers just pulled off by pulling in fucking Brady's fucking ass? He left on his terms. He went and got what he wanted. And look where he ended up. If you don't think Aaron Rodgers is sitting in Green Bay thinking, why can't I go and get what I want and go out and get it done the way I want to get it done? He's going to be 38 years old in December. If Tom Brady hasn't shown you something, and today you can't really gauge these guys like we used to gauge quarterbacks. Aaron Rodgers hasn't been abused. Since 2008, when he took the reins, started 16 games. Next year, 16 games. Next year, 15. Next year, 15. Next year, 16. In 2013, he only started 9. But then he come back and started all 16 games for the next 3 seasons. Had another injury season in 17, only started 7. And then the next 3 years, I just come back and started all 16 games again. And the last 2 years, 13-3, with not a stellar defense at all on the other side of the ball, and a mediocre offensive line, and not other than Devontae Adams, they're not full of stars. So I ask you, I get it. Derek Carr won my full support this last season. I thought he played phenomenal. I think he had the best statistical career of his season. I think he is or could be the Raiders quarterback for the foreseeable future. He's a Raider at heart. I believe he wants to be there. I think he's all in with the team. I don't doubt any of that. And like I said, he sold me 100%. Derek Carr's probably going to win. Exactly, get beat out by Mariota. This is his fucking team. He's set up for success. They're trying to build a defense on the other side of the ball of him. But the thing is, this doesn't ever fucking happen. That an MVP, a 3-time league MVP, is going on the trade block, coming off of an MVP season. He was one stupid fucking coaching decision from being in the Super Bowl with a fucking shit-ass team. He has drug this piece of shit franchise on his fucking back for the better part of a fucking decade and has them on the doorstep of a Super Bowl every fucking year. And he carries that fucking team. You take fucking Aaron Rodgers and you stick his ass in the silver and black in the fucking sacred number 12, and you are an automatic Super Bowl contender in the AFC. And you are a fucking knocking at the top of the AFC West immediately. And if you're fucking some sort of weird fucking obligation or to Carr, fuck that. If you can get the deal done and this doesn't saddle the franchise, you absolutely make that fucking move. You do not get the opportunity to bring a Hall of Famer in who's probably got 3 solid years left of his career, and he wants to ride out into the sunset, shoving it up people's ass and giving them the fucking bird on the way out. If he wants to do that in silver and black, if that doesn't sound like a fucking Raiders story, I don't know what does. And I say, I'm sorry, Derek. You did have an awesome year last year, and, we love you and all, but that's Aaron Rodgers. And that son of a bitch has one of the best fucking arms I've ever seen. And if you can stick him in silver and black, coming off of an MVP year, and not saddle the franchise financially, I say you fucking do it, and it's a no-brainer. I don't see why people are arguing the fact that, we got Derek Carr. Yeah, I'm not shitting on Derek Carr. Derek Carr ain't fucking Aaron Rodgers. He's not. And everybody's acting like, he's fucking old, he's ancient. He's 37, man. Did Tom Brady not just fucking eat fucking rice cakes all the way to a fucking Super Bowl and avocado fucking ice cream? Man, this is 2021. Quit living in the fucking 1990s. That shit's over. You ain't listening to Tag Team no more. Just give the fucking times. You do not get a Hall of Fame quarterback at the fucking peak of his career that's just been dying to play with some talent. You give him Josh Jacobs, fucking the Josh and Drake and Josh show. You give him these wide receivers, Darren Waller to fucking play with, sticking with John. I'm telling you, man. There's a lot of talk about it happening in the AFC West. Talk to me about age, man. Go ahead, talk to me about age. What Aaron Rodgers had accomplished before 30. By the time he was 30. Compared to what Carr has. I mean, it is what it is. It is what it is. This guy's a Hall of Famer with 3 years. 3 good years left in him. I say you make the move. I say you make the fucking move. And I knew a lot of people would disagree with me, but I say you make the move. I don't think this is something that you're going to have an opportunity to have happen again. I don't. And that's the deep fucking burn for tonight. And we'll move the hell on. That's what I'm saying right there. Whose comments that? Las Vegas, home of the Raider Nation. Al Davis would have made this move by now. It'd have been done. You bet your motherfucking ass it would have been done. He'd have pulled the trigger. He'd have said, what? Aaron Rodgers wants out of Green Bay. What's it going to take for you to be in the silver and black, Mr. Rodgers? Coming to my neighborhood. What's it going to take? And he'd have thrown money at that shit. We all know that, Derek. Nobody's arguing that Carr didn't have a defense. No shit. They're adding to the defense. It doesn't matter. Fuck this loyalty. Are you a motherfucking Raider fan? Or are you a Derek Carr fan? That's where the fucking bread's sliced right there. Are you a Derek Carr fan? Or are you a Raider fan? Because Raider fans don't have fucking loyalty, undying loyalty to specific players. We have undying loyalty to the fucking shield, to the team. Are you a Raider fan? Are you a Derek Carr fan? Because there's not a single position on the football team that I love that I would not like to see upgraded. Not a single one. And there's not a motherfucker that can sit here and tell me in any way, shape, or fucking form that coming into the 2021 season that Derek Carr is a better quarterback than Aaron Rodgers. I can't make that argument at all. And you can't either. You can pull fucking stats. You can pull age. You can do all that bullshit. I don't care. There's not a single position on the football team that I love that I would not like to see fucking upgraded. And if you can upgrade it, then you should do so. Yes, I think Derek Carr is fucking perfectly capable of leading the Las Vegas Raiders to the fucking Super Bowl this year. But do I think we could get there a lot easier with Aaron Rodgers under center? You're motherfucking right I do. Come on. Simple logic. Simple logic. Don't act like you fucking stupid. Come on now.
What? Damn.
See, Brian's ready to trade his mom. Now, I don't know if I'd go that far, but, whatever. He's all in. Oh, shit. Moving on. Schedule drops tomorrow at like 8 p.m. Eastern, and then they drag that shit out for like 3 fucking hours. How do you drag out a schedule release show for 3 fucking hours? That's some serious milking going on right there. That is some serious milking going on right there. How do you... That just 3 hours. 3 hours. So, right after the schedule drops, we've all seen it. Because I refuse to give a projection or a prediction for a season schedule or for a season until I see the schedule. Because it's all about how a schedule lays out. How much travel miles, how many east-west travels you got to make. You got to travel to fucking London. Then you got to come back and play on the West Coast the fucking following week on a short week. Where your Wednesday and your Monday night, or your Thursday and your Monday night games back up. All of that, man. All of that. All of that plays in to a season. You know, where your road games? Do you got 3 in a fucking row? Or are you bouncing across the country during those road games? You know, what lines up the sleeper games? So tomorrow it drops, and then Prime and myself, we'll see you over at the Corner Bar, Hardcore Challenge Live Studios, and we're gonna give you our immediate, way too goddamn early season predictions. We're gonna break the season down week by week, and we're gonna pick a winner. You can't say the Raiders gonna win that game. They're gonna win that game too. They're gonna win that. No, you gotta look at a schedule objectively, and we're gonna break it down objectively. Myself and Prime, right here live with you, and we're gonna see. We're gonna see how this season could possibly lay out. I was off a couple games last year. I was 10-6 last year. Obviously, we know where we finished, so I was a couple games off. I thought it was going to be a tough season, so we'll see. You can't say 12-5 yet because you haven't seen the schedule yet. You have no idea. You can see the schedule tomorrow, and you're like, ooh, damn, why'd they do that to us? Because there's been schedules like that quite a few times. Raiders had the hardest schedule, had the most traveled miles. They had to make the most fucking cross-country trips. You know, the Raiders have gotten saddled many times. Many times by the schedule. So you really got to see it, and you're like, how does it lay out? When do you get those short weeks? Who do you got to play on those short weeks? I mean, you don't want to have to play fucking Kansas City with a fucking day or two of prep. Maybe you can go play the fucking Sparklers or the Donkeys. Now you're going to play the Donkeys on 2-day rest if they end up with fucking Aaron Rodgers, because that's the other team they've been fucking talking about it. There's a lot of talk that the AFC West will be the home to Aaron Rodgers, and I'm sorry. I was around during the Peyton Manning bullshit when he come over and they fucking, he becomes head fucking donkey. I don't want fucking part 2 of that. I don't want fucking Peyton Manning 2.0 coming in there, and now we got Mahomes and Aaron Rodgers in the fucking conference, and you got this other fucking new prick, fucking Herbert. He don't seem too bad. So now all of a sudden the quarterbacks are coming up, and fuck that. Nah. If he's got to come to the AFC West, come on over. No way. So schedule drops tomorrow. Myself and Prime will be here, and we're going to get into that, man. We get your way too goddamn early season prediction tomorrow. I'm not even going to look at it until it's showtime. I'm going to look at it, do a quick digest of it, and I'm not even going to fucking go through it and come up with a record or nothing. We're going to slap that bitch down blank, and we're going to roll through it, and whatever it comes out, it comes out. That's how we're going to do it tomorrow. So tune in, same rate of time, same rate of channel tomorrow night. Schedule drops. Watch that 3-hour fucking show. My God, it's going to be insane. So, obviously, you address defense. You address that defensive side of the ball in the draft. So who's going to be your starting corners? Because the thought coming in was that you were going to finally get a healthy Trayvon Mullen and a healthy Damon Arnett up there as your 1 and your 2. You were going to see what they could do. And then you go out right after the draft and you make this move for Casey Hayward. You bring him over, and this is a multi-time Pro Bowl corner. And there's a lot of talk that this guy could be the starter on one side. And maybe now you've got Arnett and Mullen battling each other to be the starter on the other side of the ball. So cornerback has now, and you added some young guys in the mix as well. Whether these guys are going to be starters or even in the conversation, Nate Hobbs and, a couple of the undrafted free agents that have came in the mix. I don't know. Or, you just get a strong rotation of these 3. But I really like the idea of having a solid pair of shutdown corners that work well together. And I was just really hoping that was going to be Arnett and Mullen. But Adna Hayward, he is He's definitely a talent to be added to the secondary, and like I said, addressing the biggest need this team has, which was the defensive side of the ball. So we'll see. It's definitely adds talent. Just makes me wonder who's actually going to be the starting corners coming into this season. It's been a position of need. That's for damn sure. It's nice to see it addressed through the draft as well as free agency. So was nice to see that. But like I said, just makes me wonder who's going to be that starting cornerback position coming in. So we will see. Now, I talked a lot coming into the draft that I thought the number one pick for the Raiders should be linebacker. It should be a game-changing linebacker. I thought you really had a chance to get Parsons. I think they fucked up a little there. Like I said, this draft, I'm a little torn on it. I'm not 100% thrilled with it, but I'm not, upset with it. It's just kind of a wait and see draft. This is like a 2 or 3 year draft. You won't know if this draft is a fucking bust for a season or two. Linebacker's just a very. I thought it was a need so important that you needed to address it. That if you needed to trade up, you should trade up to make that happen. Did you address So let's ask a couple questions when we're talking about linebacker, because we talked about how important this position is, and I think we got to talk about it again. Linebacker is it's such an important need. It's like the quarterback of your defense. They've got the headphone in the helmet. They're able to communicate with what's going on the sideline. They're the ones calling the play out there. They're your fire in the middle. They're your run stopper. They're helping in the pass coverage. They're helping direct out there. They're keeping the fire on the field. There's so much. They're just so important. And to not have one for so long, to just year to year, you're constantly changing that fucking position. So you've got the same guys coming back from last year. So in the draft, did you address the linebacker? Last year, you drafted Tanner Muse. The kid from Clemson. He's supposed to move down from safety. He was supposed to be a linebacker. So what'd you do again this year? You went and you get Divine Diablo, defensive back, that you're going to pull down to now be a linebacker. So these are the two guys that you picked up now over the last 2 years to really help out with your linebacker core, and neither one of these guys are projected to be a starter. So you're coming in with Nicholas Morrow, Nicholas Kwiatkowski, and Corey Littleton as your linebackers again. Kwiatkowski will probably be your middle. He'll be your quarterback out there on the field. Barring an injury, as long as these guys are healthy, that's what you're looking at. Muse, Diablo will be behind them, along with White, and you got your third tier of linebackers behind that. So, did you address the linebacker position? Which, if you would have asked me, and you would have asked a plethora of people, I don't think you addressed it in the draft. Divine Diablo is a project. You're moving in positions. You're moving him to linebacker. You want him to play NFL linebacker. That ain't fucking easy, ladies and gentlemen. Many guys have been moved from all different positions on the defensive side of the ball and tried. Linebacker ain't easy. It ain't easy to move down there. Tanner Muse didn't even get on the field last season. Not one fucking snap. So we haven't even seen anything about this guy. So there's a lot of question marks about those two guys and what they're going to add. Littleton, you had Littleton last year, and Littleton was underwhelming as fuck last year. There was a lot of buzz with that guy coming over, that, bringing over a guy who's basically a Pro Bowl linebacker, should be solid for your team. And everybody's blamed it on scheme. They're saying it was scheme. He was in the wrong scheme. Gunther's scheme didn't work for him. And, now you've got Gus Bradley coming in. Everything's going to be different. And, okay, I'll give you that. So basically, it's a reboot. You're not changing a lot. None of these, you're not, other than Njoku, who's on the defensive line. That's your big change there. You're still coming in with Cleve Farrell, Hankins. You've got Jefferson there, and Ngakwe. That's your new front. I told you your linebackers are going to be behind him. Your corners, as you see, we're getting to safety down the road here on the list. So we don't want to get there too early. We got time, It's all about the foreplay. We got time. We don't want to finish prematurely. None of that. Solid 60 minutes. I got to give it his build. Shit. And if you haven't watched the fucking ticker, you're fucking blind. Maybe you are. Maybe, you haven't noticed. Follow us on Instagram, Twitter, Twitch, YouTube. Right now we're live on Twitch. We're live on YouTube. And we're live on Facebook. All at the same time. Woo! Ain't that some shit? So, if you're watching, thank you. If you haven't followed us, please do. If you haven't shared us to your friends, please do that as well. Like, follow, go follow our new Instagram. We're over 100 followers now after Facebook fucking, during that last hack, my Instagram is in purgatory. There were like 4,600 followers on the other one. Now we're down to fucking... I'd start a new one, but that's okay. Go follow up the new one. Same shit as the other one. It just ain't as many people found it yet. Follow us on Twitter and Twitch. We're twitching too. Whatever the fuck that means. But we're there too. And of course, join the official group of Raider Reaction. You need a group of psychopath fucking Raider fans just like yourself, all in one group. Real, raw, it's uncensored, as at least as much as Facebook allows it to be anymore, because Facebook's run by a bunch of fucking bleeding heart fucking cunt bitches. I'm sorry. It's just true. Fucking eat me. Make my life so difficult. All I want to do is just talk about the Raiders. Why they gotta fuck with me. Try to keep your brother down. Motherfuckers. Fuck you, Facebook. Alright, moving on. I digress. So did we fix the linebacker position? Man, I'm concerned. I was really hoping there'd be a strong move. If you're telling me the strong move was firing Paul Gunther and bringing in Gus Bradley, that's the strong move? I hope. Because it looks to me like you're making minor changes on the defensive line. I mean, Ngakwe, somebody they've been trying to get for a couple seasons, so I'm hoping that works out. But I don't see a lot of major change at the linebacker position. There's a little change at the corner. So, and, we switched things up a little back in safety by adding Morig back there. So, but I don't know. Linebacker still concerns me. It's concerning. We'll see. I'm hoping for a healthy year, obviously, and a good mesh with this new system that Gus Bradley's going to be bringing in. So, we will see. I just, I thought they would have addressed this a little more feverishly, I guess, in this offseason. It just seems like it's kind of like the same old story, man. We've seen it for years and years and years. Oh, I agree with you, John Wayne. I agree with you. A better scheme can make a huge difference, especially on the defensive side of the ball. The defense is not all about individuals. You got to work as a well-oiled machine. Each position is a part of it. So, it's going to be interesting. It's gonna be interesting. So that's enough on the defensive side of the ball. Let's jump back over to the offensive side of the ball, because the one thing I did notice, and I think was a glaring thing that they did not address or even think, that the fact that they did not have a true number one wide receiver in house, a need or even a thought on draft day. No wide receivers were drafted. That wasn't even a thought. Wasn't even a thought whatsoever. So I thought that was a kind of a telltale sign that they're happy with what they've got in house. So you've got to look at what you got, because basically your starters, you're looking at Henry Ruggs III, Bryan Edwards, a healthy Bryan Edwards, which we didn't really see a lot of last year. There was a lot of hype about Bryan Edwards. He was going to be that big body that could go down the field, that could stretch the vertical game, that could go across the middle, that could be that versatile wide receiver that this team has needed for a long time. And, man, you didn't see jack and shit of that. Henry Ruggs III showed you to be a little slight and undersized. He could get tossed around by defensive backs who are a little bigger and stronger than him. And he was a little bit of a gadget guy, and was very underwhelming in his first season. So you got him and Bryan Edwards. So there's a lot. There's a lot being dumped on those two right there out of the gate. Second year guys who both underperformed hugely in their first year. So why you would believe either one of those guys coming out of the gate, that's a little concerning. It's a little concerning. Yeah, on paper everything looks great. Got Hunter Renfrow, he'd be starting in your slot. And, of course, you got Darren Waller. And we all know that Darren Waller is basically the number one wide receiver of this team. Yes, he's not a wide receiver. He's a tight end. We know where he lines up on the field. We know all that shit. But the way that they use him, the amount of targets that he gets, he's the number one wide receiver. So it's just the way that he's used. So you brought in some talent. You got Zay Jones back there. You got Willie Snead the fourth. You got John Brown that you've brought in. You've still got Aitman and Keelan Doss. If somebody's got a fucking leg amputated, you can still throw those two guys in. They're still kicking around. They're just like there every year. Hey, man, you got a seat open down there at the end of the wide receiver bench? Yeah, come on back, Keelan. Bring Marcel with you. In case we get 3 broken legs in a game, we might need you guys. You're not going to see those guys ever come in. You've seen the ceiling on both of those guys. There's no, Keelan Doss just needs to get on the field more. The fuck, man. Get the hell out of here. Those guys are what they are. They're utilities. They're fucking fill-in. That's all they are. So, you got Zay Jones. Zay's a solid fill-in. He can step in for a guy if they can go down. He can be a starter for a few games. He's not the type of guy you're going to ride for a whole season. Willie Snead he's a little along the side, a little like kind of what Henry Ruggs III is, but he's a little bigger. Not much. John Brown is kind of another guy. He's a little slight on the size and a speed guy. So it's kind of a small wide receiver core if you really look at it. There's a lot of speed there. So I'm interested to see how they work it out, but they didn't address it in the draft at all. But that makes you wonder, because there's this talk, June 1st, the Shitbirds are going to be looking to move Julio. And that's the only big move left to be made out there, possibly in play that's going to be made in this offseason as far as a big-name wide receiver moving teams. And that's Julio Jones. There's a lot of money to be saved for the Shitbirds. There's some weird transitional period of their franchise. And are they still thinking of maybe trying to bring in that number one? That should be crazy. Michael's calling it a wide receiver by committee. That's such a... Wide receiver by committee just doesn't work for me. It just doesn't work. Every great quarterback has that go-to number one wide receiver that he's attached to. All of them do. It's just the way it works, man. Who's Derek Carr's number one wide receiver that he's had? He's never had one, really. That was his number one go-to, that he knew if he could go to him, that he'd be the one, he had Cooper / Crabtree, fucking Mighty Morphin Power Ranger. Between the two of them, added together, all their powers combined. One silver, one black, blah, blah. You had a number one wide receiver. That's all he's ever had. 2016, he had the Mighty Morphin Power Ranger with half a Crabtree, half a Cooper, stuck together. They made one number one wide receiver. And that's the closest thing he's ever fucking had. No, fuck you gonna throw me Tyrell Williams? The fuck out. That dude couldn't stay on the field. They've tried to give him somewhat of a number one wide receiver, but Tyrell Williams was never going to be a number one. He was supposed to be the number two behind that fucking lunatic Antonio Brown. That was the biggest gamble they made, trying to bring number one talent in, and that blew the fuck up in their face. But why they ever went down that road when you could have went down some other road? That dude was a fucking nut job. So there is that outside possibility, but to me, if you had a chance, if it's... you mentioned Devontae Adams, Michael. Devontae Adams says, I don't remember the exact quote, but basically he said he'd really seriously be rethinking shit if his guy's not in Green Bay this year. And, you'd see his ass bouncing right behind it. It's that Aaron Rodgers deal, that's for real, man. We've been hearing about this for years, how he's not been happy with basically the way things are run. They haven't treated him right. I'm telling you, that motherfucker's out the door. You ain't heard a fucking squeak out of Aaron Rodgers since that story dropped on draft morning. Not a squeak. What's that tell you? Oh, that fire's real, and that bitch is burning. You goddamn right. That shit's faux real. And that's gonna shake some shit up here. Coming very, very, very fucking soon. So, wide receiver squad, you still don't have that number one really in-house. You got wide receiver by committee, but I don't know about that, man. You need that number one. Every great quarterback has had that number one that you lean on. That's just your go-to guy. He's out there catching 80, 90 receptions. You ain't got that. You ain't got that. We ain't seen none of that out of these guys yet, so we'll see. We'll see. Moving on. We haven't really talked about safety yet because I was waiting, because obviously I had a segment there that I wanted to discuss. Rookie starting safety. It seems to be a trend lately for the Raiders. We've done it for a while. Carl Joseph, Jonathan Abram. I think they're going to do it again. I think they're going to do it again with Trayvon Moehrig. I think he's going to probably have a good possibility of starting for this team. I think he's going to be the free safety. You're stacked as strong safety. Bringing back Carl Joseph, which I am a fan of. I didn't like that Carl Joseph left. I thought he was. I liked Carl Joseph. He was a little bit of a throwback safety to me. He'd come up and light a motherfucker up at the line. I like that. He's better in coverage than Jonathan Abram, so I like bringing him back. Abram is a strong safety to the T. He wants to come up. He wants to blow you up. He's great in covering the run. He's big on the screens. He's solid. He can't cover anybody with a fucking blanket, though. His coverage is bad. His discipline is bad. His staying in his zone, staying where he's supposed to, in assignment, man, he needs to work on that shit. You can be in the gym fucking 23 hours a day. It don't matter if you don't stay where the fuck you're supposed to stay on a play, or if you're in the wrong spot, or you missed your coverage, or you got caught cheating up on the fucking run, and the guy gets behind. It doesn't matter. So we got to see a big improvement out of Jonathan Abram this season. You got Dallin Levitt back there. He's not really done anything. I mean, he's been around for a while. And you got Tyree Gillespie that you brought in. You got another rookie back there, an undrafted guy in Crawford that you brought in. But basically, it's looking like it's probably going to be Carl Joseph or Jonathan Abrams starting on the other side of rookie. Rookie starting safety, free safety, Trayvon Moehrig. And there's a lot of hype about this kid, man, coming out of TCU. Eric Allen had big praises on him. A lot of guys have talked really highly of this kid. Could be he could be one of the biggest surprises of the draft right there. Could be one of the biggest surprises. So we will have to see how that works out. But a lot of hype around this kid. He's a ball hawk, and we needed some help. Apparently, they thought safety was more of a need than linebacker. I disagree. We'll see who's right, I guess, in a couple years. I hope they're right for the sake of the fucking team, and I hope I'm wrong. But linebacker has just been something we've needed, and, maybe the scheme's going to help out what we got, and adding guys like this at key positions are really going to help. So I'm excited to see what Moehrig can bring to the table. He's possibly Raiders' new starting safety right there, drafted this season. So that brings us to the special teams. They're special as well.
Damn. Why don't I try sticking your head up, boy?
Let's get to the special teams, shall we? This is one of the solid parts of this team. As kind of something that, you had this, you hit on these two aces. You had Shane Leckler and Sebastian Janikowski for years. And you had Seabass for a long time. So you had this solid, I would like to say Hall of Fame kicker. I don't know if he'll ever get in, but in my book, he's a Raider legend. And Shane Leckler was one of the best to ever do it, right behind Ray Guy, man. I mean, Leckler was awesome in his day. Those guys were weapons when they were both at the top of their game. And, Leckler was on his way out. Then you brought in Marquette Queen, who was somewhat successful as for a couple seasons until he lost his fucking mind and thought he was more important than he was, and they had to show him that he wasn't. And now he's kicking for like the fucking Battlehawks in the XFL or something stupid for like $15,000. Yeah, fucking shut your mouth, punter. Know your role. You should be fucking seen and not heard, man. Go punt that fucking ball and walk your fucking ass back to the fucking bench. That's what you're supposed to do. That's it. You don't fucking go ride a horse off the sideline, do all the dumb shit you were doing and getting flags. Punters should never be seen. You punt, get your fucking ass back to the bench. That's it. That's your job. You're the punter. Fucking moron. So, now we got a punter that we ain't got to worry about. He's been solid. A.J. Cole the third. And Carlson's coming back this year as well. So, you've got a place kicker who seems to be solid. We've got a solid long snapper. So, it seems like your battery at the special teams is tight. It's tight. So, I think we're good in that aspect, and it's nice that you don't really have to worry about that. There's a little talk on who's going to be doing returns. It's Hunter Renfrow and Jalen Richard are still currently tagged in that position, but of course there'll be a ton of that going around with some of these new guys coming in. You've got a lot of speed on the team, and there could be some changes to that. But yes, I agree with Brian. Sweet. Carlson and Cole are decent. They're both solid. Cole's proved that he is more than a serviceable punter. He can place the ball where you need it. He can get the job done. And Carlson has been steady and a solid go-to kicker. And they're both young. I say, stick with these guys and let's see what we can get out of them. Special teams it's not a huge part of the game, but it is the third aspect of the game. and it can swing a game in one way or another. You do not want to lose because of special teams. You don't win all the time because of special teams, but by God, you can sure lose because of special teams. I mean, you can win because of special teams as well, but it's an important part of the game, and having that in hand, solid. Oh, really? That Jalen Richard deleted all Raiders pages. Well, I hadn't heard that rumor. I will have to check that out. If so, he's all right. I mean, I got nothing against Jalen Richard, but if he's out, see ya. He's fucking third on the depth chart. He's nothing special. Bringing in Kenyon Drake, and you got Theo Riddick still on the depth chart. I mean, Jalen Richard's been on the verge of not making this team for fucking years now. I mean, I was making the argument for DeAndre Washington over him a couple seasons ago, so I wouldn't be shocked. I mean, I think Richard's done well for the team, but, you know, adding in Kenyon Drake back there in the backfield with Josh Jacobs, and you got Theo Riddick back there as well, I can see Jalen Richard being out. I mean, there's got to be some money moved around. We got Aaron Rodgers coming to town. Oh, shit. Never know. Never know. Oh, man. Oh, you know what time it is.
What?
Yeah, it's that time of the show.
What?
Yes.
What?
It's that time of the show. So I gotta vent a little bit. I gotta get something off my chest. Some special little segment that I like to call
What?
the WTF. Alright. So, I seen they were signing numbers. They were signing numbers for the, that's shit in the way. Signing numbers for the new rookies. Of course, those will change. Fucking, I got a Gary Connolly hat back here for number 28, and then, God, I think he changed his number like 6 fucking times before the season started, and then changed it again the next year, and then his ass was gone, and, you know. Where's the dedication, and where's the, like, I don't know, the history, what's the word I'm looking for? I just don't understand that now this year, everybody's going to be changing their numbers. And a bunch of the players who, you know, where's your sense of nostalgia? That's the word I'm looking for. Where's your sense of history? Nostalgia. You know, players are associated by a certain number. You know, Marcus Allen was 32. You know, Jim Plunkett was 16. He wasn't 16 one year, and then 4, and then he wanted to be 1, and then wanted to be 12. No, he's 16. You know, Joe Montana was 16. Jerry Rice was 80. You know, Tim Brown was 81. Dan Marino was 13. He wasn't 13, and then 2 the next year. I fucking talks of Farrell's gonna get moved to 99. And you don't change your fucking number. And you know who put this rule up for vote for change this year? It was the Kansas City Chiefs. The Chiefs were lobbying for this. It's the stupidest fucking rule. This isn't minor league football, okay? You don't get to pick your fucking numbers. Oh, hey, little Joey wanted number 4. It's fucking retarded. Pick a fucking number, be a pro, and rock that bitch. Fucking fans want to buy your fucking jersey. They don't want to buy it again the next fucking year. Don't be a greedy prick. Pick a fucking number. You're a wide receiver, you get these fucking numbers. If you're a lineman, you get these fucking numbers. Pick one. It's been like that forever. It's fucking stupid. It's not minor league football. Fuck what they do in college. College is the crookedest, most fucking corrupt bullshit ever. Why do you want to emulate that shit? The NCAA don't give a fuck about anybody. It's the most crookedest fucking run bullshit there is. Fuck them. Minor league football. That's all that shit is. Bush League. Fucking bunch of... You got the Power 5 and then every fucking buddy else. Bunch of fucking teams that fucking pad their schedules, beat the fuck out of other teams that got no defense. Big fucking deal. Alabama plays shit every year. Half these teams play shit. They play fucking handjob state the first week every fucking year. What the fuck? Rock a number, man. Like Jonathan Abram came out and grabbed 24. He went and got Charles Woodson's permission before he did it. Because it's a fucking number that it should be a part of you, man. You're a pro. Jordan's 23. Everybody in the motherfucking world knows that. Little motherfuckers on the fucking Great Wall of China, halfway across the country, you'd be like, you know what number Michael Jordan is? Oh, he's 23. And he might even have a jersey on. The number means something. Come on! A little fucking nostalgia. Little care, a little something. Oh, what's come before you? It's just silly. Silliness. I don't need to see wide receivers running out with number 2 on there and shit. That's it. What now what is the lineman's gonna be like? We got a center out there with 13 on? Wait a second. Is that a quarterback? Get the fuck out of here. Follow us on all of our social media outlets, all that shit. That's the WTF. That's the fucking show. That's everything. Thank you for joining us, each and every damn one of you. You guys are the shit. We ain't been around for a while. We're back, damn it. We got a whole slate of show for you. We got another Black Friday planned, all that good shit. We're breaking down the schedule live tomorrow. We're going to digest it with you guys live right freaking here tomorrow. Thank you, each and every damn one of you. Until next time, I'm out. Peace. Love. Raider Nation.